Hello, I'm Bill Jasper with the New American Magazine, and I have with me today my good colleague Christian Gomez, who has been writing a great deal about the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the TPP. And on November 5th, the Obama administration finally released the long secret 5,554-page TPP document, finally released it to the public and to the Congress. And Christian, you've read every jot and tittle, every page of that massive document, right? And digested it.
Not quite. Still working my way through. However, there were a lot of interesting nuggets I did come across.
Before we start, we should point out that this has been a secret document all this past number of years. This goes back several years that this has been in the process. And during that time, the administration, and before it, the Bush administration, which was actually putting this together, allowed quite a few privileged members of the public, corporate heads and union heads and NGO leaders and lawyers, to be participating in and helping form these documents. But members of Congress, particularly senators who are supposed to have jurisdiction over treaties, were not allowed to see it. Or fill us in on what the actual details were there.
Yes, that's correct. Initially, members of Congress did not have access to the document. Eventually, they opened it up to members of the United States Senate, who had to enter a secret reading room where they couldn't take any recording devices, any tablets, any piece of paper, or even take notes on, not even pencil hand notes. If they took notes, they had to remain there. So all they can go off was their memory, fortunately. And we had men like Senator Jeff Sessions, who was able to read key parts of the document and tell us what was in it before it became public. But at that time, only members of the Senate had some limited access to it, and members of the House of Representatives couldn't get access unless they were invited by a member of the United States Senate.
So all of this secrecy for many years as this was being put together, and then all of a sudden it's dropped on the public, and we have it on a fast track. So it's like, okay, you can't see it during all this time we're putting it together. Now we're going to rush it out, and we have it on a fast track. You have to go through all these pages, all this very abstruse legalese, and try to figure out what it means, and then you have to vote on it within a matter of a few months.
That's correct. It's funny how we hear President Obama talk a lot about transparency, and that this is a transparent process. However, if it were truly a transparent process, it would have been better had they released each part of it to the public as they were finished at a time. Then we could have read it and digested it as it was coming along. But like you said, November 5th was a big day where it's just all released on top of our laps, and we have to read through this 5,000 plus page document, which no one could possibly go through the entire thing before voting on it, especially members of Congress.
Particularly when one considers that this is happening during a time when there's budget votes, there's all kinds of budget bills, there's immigration, and there's banking, and all these other things that require their attention. That's part of really the strategy, I believe, of pushing this through, is to use the fast track to make sure that we're not going to be able to really get a picture of what's inside.
Well, we have to pass it first to see what's inside of it, like our beloved former House Speaker Nancy.
So, which is why many people refer to this as Obama trade.
That's right.
Similar to Obamacare. We're going to jump into a number of the key issues involved in that in our next session.